Yo, yo, yo. What's going on with everybody tonight, man? How y'all feeling? Ready to talk some boxing? I am. Because a lot of boxers, the hype jobs are saying they delusional shit again. They saying they delusional shit again, bro. We need to talk about it. But there's some, before we get into that, though, there have been some pretty big news in boxing. Javante Davis versus Lamar Roach postponed. Interesting. Very interesting. And, we got overrated as Boots talking about in one or two fights he gonna be pound for pound king. Oh, we about to get into that. Let me see what else we got. Devin Haney talking about Regis. All these scars I put on, all these bruises I put on your face, my hands must not be pillow. Oh, you see, you keep giving me more fuel for the fire, nigga. You do. You tear your ass up on that one. But and there's and much more shit that we're gonna get into. Like I know I ramble and I jump from subject to subject like in a sporadic ass way. It just is what it is. DJ, what up, bro? How you doing, man? But the most interesting thing is the Lamar Roach, Javante Davis thing. Now the other day, I followed this real closely on Twitter, and I kept on asking RC, like, hey, bro, is there any truth to this? He like, nigga, that's cap, nigga, that's cap. All right, that's cap. All right, it's cap, right? And then what? A week later, we see Javante Davis just tweeted this. It was just a sad emoji, sad face emoji, and it's like, well, what this nigga said about? He rich as hell. You the face of boxing. What you sad about? And then we found out why he said, because that nigga's fight got postponed. Now, this is the question I have. Like, this is the question: did this fight get postponed because of venue issues? Did this fight get postponed because of money problems? Because there've been a lot of rumors going on. And you got some guys over here saying the only reason it got postponed because Tank is overpricing itself with PBC. Bro, that's fucking crazy. If that's true, we definitely dive into that one. And then we got the other side saying, oh no. Like people like RC, wink wink, saying like, no, it's a venue problem. But Tank's the face of boxing. I've been looking into that, DJ. I haven't found nothing substantial on if he fired his coach or not, bro. But I've heard that rumor, but I ain't found no facts on it or nothing to substantiate it. So I ain't gonna say nothing about that until we like see it, like straight out stuff like that. You got to hear straight out the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about that. Uh, hey, I think it wasn't going to do numbers either. I think the pay per view sales was looking kind of crazy for a Tank fight in October because you got to think about this. Think about Javante Davis fights. When Javante Davis fight, his fights is usually shit sold out by shit the month before. People are already booking tickets and seats and flights and hotel rooms the minute they get the date for this dude's fights. Like straight up, that's really how it be for Javante Davis. I don't think that was happening this time. I don't think people was paying hella cash to watch this dude fight, bro. Not for that against Lamar Roach, because I told you it was more backlash from the Lamar Roach choice than I think the Tank team ever faced before. The vitriol was coming from every angle. Even Lamar Roach was feeling disrespected. Like, dude, like, why are you fighting this bum? No, we don't care that you're a champion. We know that Tank keep pulling up dudes from 130 when there's a lot of credible opponents. At 135. I did like 4 lives. I did a live stream about that, a couple live streams. Like, nigga, why you keep picking these bums? I don't care if he's a champ or not. When you can fight people in your own division or above, you keep going below. When you go below and you pulling up niggas from down under, like you look like you cherry picking, bro. And you are. Again, me saying you, I don't know why people get so offended by the term cherry pick. I'm sure most fighters do it. Like not all, not all. There's some fighters that fight all the best dudes. They want all the best dudes, and they try to make those fights. But it'd be extremely hard to do that in boxing. The politics is stupid. But yeah, again, nobody hates on Roach, but nobody really knows him. DJ, that's fact, bro, and that's the problem. You keep fighting guys nobody know. And Edgar Berlanga fell into the same category with Canelo. He caught just as much hate. Why? Because people are tired of paying for this shit. We already know the outcome. We don't want to buy fights where we know the outcome. Like 100% know the outcome. That ain't fun to bet on. That ain't fun to watch with your friends. That ain't fun to have a watch party on. That ain't fun to speculate on because you already know what's about to happen. It's over. Tank's going to win. Guaranteed. Why am I paying for this? And then when he finally come out and knock the nigga out, it's, oh, but he did this good in this many rounds. It don't matter. He got knocked the fuck out in the end. Well, he did the good. He did this good. I told you that with the Rolly shit. How everybody keeps saying Tank had Rolly had Tank on his bicycle. No, Tank baited the shit out of Rolly, just like he baited the shit out of Frank Martin, just like he baited the shit out of Ryan Garcia. He baits you. He gives you false confidence, and then he counters the fuck out of you. He do it to everybody, bro. That's the nigga style. That ain't no on your bicycle. No, Rolly think he's a good boxer, even though he's a really amateur. So I'm gonna fight off the back foot for 4 rounds and give him false confidence. What did Rolly do? Get overconfident. Great fucking game plan. It's IQ. And it's funny when I hear hardcore saying Tank was on his bicycle. That's funny as hell. Like, no, that was really mental domination over Rolly's dumbass. He was inexperienced, nigga. He was an amateur, and Tank knew it, so he used it against him. I think that's a good game plan. But at the same time, you're fighting like Rolly Romero was where it started with Pitbull, but Pitbull is kind of a fighter who got people's attention. Rolly, trash. Ryan Garcia, good fight, but you drained the shit out of him. It's real evident. Like when you look at how Ryan Garcia looked against Tank and how Ryan Garcia looks against Devin, you can clearly tell he was drained like a motherfucker. Like, so, I mean, yeah, you get the win. That's credible, but I don't know if you fight a healthy a 140 Ryan. I don't know. Like, if it would be that convincing. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying you ain't put on a good fight. I ain't saying you ain't dropped Ryan. I ain't saying you did what you had to do. You did. But at the same time, nigga, we just going down the line of your opponents. You picked Frank Martin after that. Dude got like 16 fights. Why is he getting a Gervonta Davis fight? Because that's a cherry pick. All the competition at 130, at 135, and Frank Martin gets the bell. Frank Martin get the bag. Frank Martin get the money. Why? What did Frank Martin do to deserve a shot at you? Nothing. Now, Loma don't want to fight you. I can't get the Shakur fight done. Devin moved up. Tio moved up. You know what I mean? And whoever the WBO nigga is, he ain't fighting you. Labarate don't know if he want to be 130 or 135. Instead of going up to 140 and picking one of those guys, you went down to 130. I think you could just, these are little guys. You did the same thing to Hector Luis Garcia. You beat the fuck out of him for 8 rounds to where he quit on his bench, bro. You're going to do the same thing to Lamar Roach if you don't knock him out. Because Lamar Roach, because these niggas seem to always fall into that same game plan of, I'm going to try to box Tank's head off. And then fall into one of the niggas' traps that he always set, and then you just see the knockout coming. You just see it. They all fall into the same fucking trap, no matter how good they look in the first couple rounds. Everybody looks good against the nigga in the first couple rounds. But what happened to all these niggas? They get knocked out. Lamar Roach is the same thing. This is the point I'm trying to make. Niggas are tired of paying for fights when you know the outcome. Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez keeps giving us fights where the outcome is 100% guaranteed. There's no speculation. There's no I don't know. There's no none of that. And the niggas that can give us that, they don't make the fights with these dudes. Like I said, great fighters, but they're fucking cherry picks, and people need to acknowledge it. Even if I was a fan of Gervonta Davis, I would say, if I was a super fan, like I am with Bud, like I rock with Bud, like I rock with Tank and all them, they're all great fighters. I'm fans of all these guys, but you know how I defend. If I defended Gervonta, I defend Bud because Bud deserved to be defended. He don't get the credit he deserved. Gervonta Davis get all the credit, and he don't fight nobody. That's why I take my shots at the nigga. That's why. Great fighter, but are you? Because you don't fight nobody. Your competition is very easy. It's like they're like tailor-made for you. You don't fight nobody to give you a problem. That's all I'm saying. That don't mean you're not the man. That don't mean you're not the face. But again, what just happened in December, just recently, the fight getting postponed, that means you ain't the face. See? Yeah. That don't mean you're not the face, but what happened to you in December would never happen to Canelo Alvarez. So are you the face? You the one that keep on saying I'm the face of boxing. Your fans are the one that keep saying you're the face of boxing, but you'll never see Canelo Alvarez fight get postponed, and I ain't a fan of him either because he cherry picked too. But you see what I'm talking about? So what you gonna try to make it about? You're gonna say it's politics. You're gonna say it's money. You're gonna say it's a race thing. What's the reason? You know what I mean? And we don't know when this fight gonna happen. I'm hearing January. I'm hearing February. I'm hearing March. I don't know when the fuck it's gonna happen. But the point is, that's bad. Gervonta Davis only fighting once a year is bad. Straight up. Because you're going to keep on cherry picking until one day one of these cherries is going to catch you with something clean. It almost happened to Canelo. You see this bitch ass nigga Berlanga going around on a fucking winning tour, like he he actually won the fight game. Respect me now, but you're running around all over the world like you won, bro. You lost convincingly. Like that's and Pitbull did the same thing. Rolly did the same thing. Ryan Garcia, everybody to fight you, win or everybody to fight these niggas, win or lose. Mostly losses, usually losses, always losses for real, except for B-Ball. They get twice as popular as they were before they fought these niggas, bro. Or they feel like they are, and you know, it's kind of weird. And it's annoying. I got my man DJ want to come up. What up, DJ? How you doing tonight, bro?
Yeah, good punch. How are you traveling?
I'm good, man.
Um, I want to bounce a couple of things off you. They're not statements. They're a reflection of my thoughts, but I'd like to actually get a few different opinions on it.
All right, fire
So,
away.
and this is about Tank, all right?
Yeah,
Well, it can be about some other fighters in principle as well, but imagine if you're Tank, right, and you get $15 million for fighting Frank Martin, right?
yeah,
And then based on who Lamar Roach actually is, you can only really generate, and it's not Tank's fault, and it's not really Roach's fault either. But the reality is you can really only guarantee 5 million, right? So
yeah,
if you're in Tank's head, you go, well, I got 15 million for fighting the last bloke. This bloke technically might be better or harder. Why would I take less, right? Um, and if you can imagine that, imagine you and I are working at a company and we get Christmas bonuses, right?
yeah,
Last year the company did really well and it performed really well, and we got a kick-ass Christmas bonus. Call it $5,000. Through no fault of our own, this year we get a Christmas bonus of $500, right? You still appreciate the $500, right?
hell
But
yeah,
you don't understand why you work just as hard, right, and didn't get $5,000 like you did last year. And I used that analogy for boxers that get paid really highly, because remember we were having a bit of a conversation and said, well, sometimes getting the big fights can actually stall your career if you get them too early, because you taste that big bag and then you think you demand it against everyone else every other time else going forward, and that's just not the reality.
right.
So is there? Do you think that that might play a little bit of a factor in the Roach? Like when they had a look at the numbers and they said, "Well, Tank, you're going to do 5 million at best. That's all we can offer you." And he's gone, "Nah, not having it. I'm worth more."
Yeah, I think it's that because I mean I've been hearing a couple things. Like I've heard, all right, they've been having problems with the venue. You know what I mean? The venue don't trust PBC to honor, you know, because normally you could just schedule these fights and then you could just pay after. You know what I mean? You don't got to pay up front normally. You know what I mean? If you're good at your work, but I guess PBC to be reneging with some people, reneged with somebody a few months back. I'm not 100% sure on this, but this is just rumor I'm hearing that they reneged on something. And now the Vegas guys is like, no, pay us up front. Or at least we need half now. And that I heard that stalled, and I heard Tank want more money than they offered him, which makes the most sense. And then I heard the pay per view. I mean, the ticket sales ain't going crazy like how Tank fights normally be. Because you know when Tank or Canelo fight, the minute they announce they fight, that date, the hotels and the books and the flights is booked. You know what I mean? The tickets are sold like quick. Like you know what I mean? That ain't seeming to be happening with Lamar Roach, and that didn't happen for with Belonga towards till like the month before. You know what I mean? So what I'm thinking is because the backlash was crazy about Berlanga for Canelo, but on both sides, and his fans and us. You know what I mean? And the same thing been like that with this Lamar Roach, with this Lamar Roach thing, so much to the point where even the shit talking that Tank normally start up ain't even working. You know what I mean? And Lamar
Yeah,
Roach is getting
and
so disrespected that he's arguing with the casuals and the fans online. When it's like, bro, it ain't even about you. You just catching all this hate because we're tired of Tank cherry picking. So you're getting caught in the whirlwind of all our frustrations. You know what I mean? So I think it got a lot to do with money
it
and ticket sales.
well, everything comes back to money. It doesn't matter whether it's a venue thing and paying up front, or it's Tank's bag, or it's pay per views. It's all about money. It doesn't matter which way you flip or turn it, right?
It's weird though, right? 'Cause
Um,
Canelo is y'all highest grossers. Y'all PBC, y'all got Tank and Canelo. They're the two highest grossing fighters in boxing, other than Jake Paul. You know what I mean? You
well,
know what I mean?
to
So
be
how
fair,
can't y'all pay
Canelo.
these dudes or pay for these dudes like when y'all know they won't get a return on it? Or are y'all not getting returns? See, it makes you raise eyebrows about stuff, right? You're paying Canelo Alvarez $30 million a fight, but are you getting 50 back? See?
Well, Canelo's had twice as long to build his fan base as Tank. Canelo's been in the game twice as long as Tank,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So he's been able to build fans and a fan base over what 20 years, where Tank's only been able to do it for the last 10 or 8, right?
Yeah.
So just the simple logistics with that doesn't guarantee that Tank should get as much as Canelo, right?
Yeah, and that's
That's
what I
just
say. Like that. Remember, they say Tank's the face, and I say he's super popular, but he's not the face. But he's super. He's the once Canelo retire, yeah, that's his mantle. But as long as Canelo Alvarez out there, he won't even be the face because nigga, you'll never see this happen to Canelo Alvarez ever.
well, with Tank, you're not betting on the outcome, you're betting on which round. Which round
Yeah,
is he
and
going
I
to
told you
flick?
like, and you heard me saying that earlier when I started the stream, bro. Nobody want to watch or pay for a fight when you know who the winner is, 100% guaranteed, and that's how all Tank's fights been. You've never had one fight he went up against, even Ryan Garcia, because we already know, like Ryan was, he looked super skinny compared to how he looked against Devin. You already know, like he been outgrew 135, and you still weight drained him and put that little, gave him the little rehydration, all that. Like, you know what I mean? I get that the guys get big and weight bullet, but if you're a superior puncher and you got superior skills, that shouldn't matter. That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
and I'm not sure whether some of it's not to do with mismanagement. And what I mean by that is that,
RC, get your ass up here, man.
yeah,
I
he
need to
doesn't need
know.
an
This is what RC say,
invitation.
DJ. RC said, "What up, fellas? It's not ticket sales punch. Tickets never went on sale or official announcement or official presser. So what happened? I need you to know because you the inside man, nigga. And if you can give me some tidbits on that, bro, if you got some time, come on up and let niggas know what's going on, man. Because I want to know. The tank out price itself. Because that. So if it ain't about ticket sales, then do that mean he was really mad about the money they offered him? Because that's another
So
rumor going around. Go ahead, DJ.
so how much of this might be poor management and or a touch of arrogance? And let me just give some context to that. In that, it stands to reason that reasonably Tank should be able to tap most boxes on the shoulder and say, look, let's fight, because his his opposition know that they're going to get paid well for it. All right.
Yeah.
But the reality is, and I've heard RC and I've heard even Eddie Hearn on different clips that I've caught, is that a lot of people actually genuinely aren't available. It's not like they're ducking him, right? But they're not available. They're either got other commitments, other fights, injuries, all those sorts of things, right? So, is there a reluctance to book someone 12 months ahead? You don't need to announce it 12 months ahead, but book someone 12 months ahead because you know that they're going to be available. You might have some fights in between, all those sorts of things. But if you wait too long while people are looking to get paid, by the time you tap them on the shoulder, because that's your next preferred fight, they, they might not be ready or available. So,
Hold on, we got some. We got like, RC threw a nice little tidbit in here. He says I get off in a bit, so we'll still be on RC. So come up if you would get off and we still streaming, which I probably will. I'll be on for like 2 hours. They say they didn't want to pay Toyota Center price of 1.75 million price tag, so maybe PPC didn't have the money. Didn't I say that earlier, DJ?
yeah, or they do have the money, but they weren't willing to put it forward.
But
Um,
again, you have the face of boxing. You have them both. Like, so what I'm saying, so y'all paying these dudes all this money and y'all ain't getting no return. What's the problem? Like I said, if you got Javante Davis or Canelo Alvarez, you should generate the income. You should generate the return just off of how popular they are, right?
absolutely, but you got to remember though too, like it actually hasn't gone away. Even the Netflix stuff and the Amazon stuff. Remember that none of those broadcasters or those deals are actually giving PBC an expenditure. All they're doing is covering the cost of the broadcasting and those sorts of things, and they get a take on the pay per views or the subscriptions or whatever it is. So there was we were having these discussions 12 months ago or 18 months ago, and question marks were getting raised on how financially healthy is PBC.
Yeah.
Right. That for me that hasn't changed. Yes, they've established new broadcasting avenues, be it Netflix, Amazon Prime, all those sorts of things. But if that's not putting direct money in the coffers, and they've actually got to put on a show to actually put money, it could stand to reason that they don't have 1.7 or $1.8 million free to give the actual stadium. So
Shout out to
I'm
Mark
I'm,
building.
I'm still not convinced that PBC are as financially healthy as they used to be.
I'm thinking that too, man. Because we got a lot of crazy rumors going on with, fighters wanting to get out of contracts. Al Heyman being sick, so the people running it while he's sick might be running it into the ground. None of this is substantiated. It's all just rumor that I've been reading on the rumor mill. But it's starting to make sense if you can't pay Javante Davis, or you can't, or when we saying tank fights get postponed. I never would have seen this happening ever.
Well, it was going to be on the undercard of another one, wasn't it? Wasn't it going to be on
Well,
the undercard of?
that's another rumor I've been hearing is they really want David Benavidez on his undercard. Is there any truth to that, RC? But they saying they reason they might push him back to Benavidez is fighting him and Morrell scheduled to fight in January, right? So we may see Tank in January, which makes sense. But again, that ain't good. This will be the first time in 3 years that we've seen Tank fight once in a year. And I'm pretty sure he's upset about that. Because I told you, bro, when he put up when he tweeted that sad face emoji, I was like, do that mean this fight's postponed, or is Tank just fucking with everybody? And then 2 days later, this came out. So I'm like, damn. Like,
But I, I guess getting back to my scheduling suspicion, or is it a suspicion? My question is, how long have we known about, for example, how long have we known about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrato? What,
since
6 months,
since
7 months?
since April. Cause
Yeah. So
remember they were supposed to fight in July, then Mike Tyson got hurt. I mean, no, he had that heart thing going on, so they had pushed it back. So we knew about that for a while.
yeah, and look, a couple of other fights have been postponed. The most recent one was Jack Catterall and Prograis.
Yeah,
But
and
it
Stevenson got postponed
it's
for injury,
it's
but I don't think he's gonna fight Cordina when he come
but
back.
when you stop and think about it, when was the last time you had long notice for a Canelo or a Tank or a Bud Crawford fight, like you've known for 6 months or 5 months or something like that? It's
You
very
know,
rare, isn't it?
yeah, it used to remember how it used to be where they would have shit already set up to where if well kind of like how they did with Joshua and Wilder. If you beat him and you beat him, y'all fight each other. They don't do that as much no more. Now that used to be a lot, but I think they need to add that. I think that needs to come back. Like, all right, if you beat this guy, then you guarantee get him. I think they need that pressure back in boxing. You know what I mean? Because it brings the best out of fighters, in my opinion. But you're right, DJ. They don't do that enough, and I think they should schedule some of these fights. You know what I mean? Ahead of time. I think they try to do that, but I think 12 months is a little excessive. I would say 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that alleviates availability issues. If you only just start to actually approach other promoters and other teams for a fight 3 months out from your preferred date or to align with a Riyadh season or another card, you're really limited to everyone else being available at your convenience. And that's just not the case because boxers are, for any number of reasons, they're not available. They've got other commitments, they've got other fights, whatever
And,
it might be. So
and you know what? The
I'm
bounce
wondering
off of
whether
that.
that's part of the challenge with Tank
Well,
in
actually, to
his
bounce off of
division.
that, you gotta think about it. This again. That's a good point, DJ, because this may be the first time that in Tank's career that he didn't have 1,000 names just waiting there to fight him. Because remember, everybody did to start scheduling fights, and turning them down. Remember, Loma turned them down. Zepeda's like, I'm about to have my baby. I'll fight you in December. He's like, no, I want to fight. You know what I mean? Then, you know what I mean? And then this guy turned him down. That guy turned him down. Pitbull's like, come up to 140. Arroyo turned him down. You know what I mean? So Tio's like, come up to 140. Nobody's coming down to 35 to fight him. And now he's in a situation where he had to go with the last dude on the list. And the backlash was crazy. But I don't think that affected the fight because who cares? Because like RC do have a good point. Don't really matter who he fight, people's gonna pay for it, and I agree. I believe this, but it's just still it's telling that the face of boxing, as they call him, got a fight postponed. Like that's nuts to me. And I don't understand how and what world that happened. I don't care that if the Toyota Center didn't want to book a fight with y'all, then y'all should have picked somewhere else real quick. This is Gervonta Davis. This is the face of boxing. Y'all should have had a backup plan as soon as y'all found out that this may be a possibility of this happening. So again, DJ, I agree. That may be bad managing. And then we hear RC. If you still here, I want to know if there's some truth to this. We heard one of his trainers got fired, or a manager. Somebody on Tank's team got fired. Is there any truth to that? But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
well,
what it is, DJ. I think it's bad management or bad promotion from PBC because there's no way in hell that the face of boxing, so I keep laughing when I say this, fight gets postponed. He ain't fighting again until next year. There's no way in hell y'all shouldn't have had a backup plan. Bad management, and there's no fucking excuse for it, man. And his fans
well,
should be pissed off.
let me flip the switch and like just pose the question a different way. If Tank was fighting Shakur, right, do you reckon it would have been postponed, or they couldn't find the $1.7 million to actually up front to secure the venue?
I am 100% positive that wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. So I think that it's unfortunate for Roach because he probably would have been excited and up for the actual challenge and the payment that comes with it. But the politics and the greed or the financial side of it just burnt both boxes. So and look, it's not a slight on Tank. It's just that sometimes I like to look outside the box a little bit and say, well, hang on, there's something unusual in all of this.
Yeah, it's like it don't make you
And
look at him. It make you look at the management and the promotion. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all didn't have a backup plan for this. The minute y'all knew this was going to happen, or even the possibility of this happening, y'all should have been looking for somewhere else to fight. Straight up, it would make no matter he fights anywhere Javante except for the places he's banned because he's banned from a few arenas because of shit that happened after his fights and stuff or during his fights because he draws all the niggas out and we assholes in public. So the couple arenas he ain't banned from, but there's no way in hell he couldn't have been fighting in Florida. He couldn't have been fighting in New York. He banned from DC. Oh no, North. Somebody got
look,
shot after the fight in New York too when he fought Rolly in New York. Somebody got shot after that, so he can't go back there.
look,
But it could have went to California. I'm sure you could have found somewhere to fight. L.A. You know what I mean? San Francisco. You could have
punch.
found somewhere to fight, bro. But y'all wanted that Vegas place so bad that y'all let the time run out, and now y'all got to push the fight back. Like that's bad promotion.
Well, who knows what's
I
happening
mean, if you
behind the
was a promoter,
scenes
wouldn't
there.
you start scrambling for a different place when you even heard this even maybe coming up? Like, okay, we guys look for somewhere else, man.
Well, if you remember when the cyclones were going through Florida just prior to the Tim Tszyu and Murtazalia fight, right? PBC and No Limit were working to secure another venue in parallel just in case that couldn't go ahead
Just in
or it
case.
wasn't safe. So, look, I I'm getting more and more skeptical about the news or the propaganda that's actually fed to you that it's a stadium issue or it's some of it when you just stop and look
It
at it.
sounds the most believable one is money. Tank nigga want his fee, and his fee is his fee. And if you can't goddamn pay the fee, no fight. That ain't his fault though. And I told you, and then the weird shit that comes from stuff like this happening, all the motherfuckers, all the Tank haters, is blaming him. They laughing at him. They're actually the punk ass Devin Haney fans is out there cheering. They happy that this fight got postponed.
why
Like,
why why couldn't PBC do something like or maybe RC can answer it? What would be not appetizing for PBC to do something like a Riyadh season? Like they could have Tank versus someone and Spence and Fondora all on the same card.
Well, they tried that one time, but not with them big names. They tried that. They tried that when they had the Fox deal, and it fell through. Like they fell flat on their face. Lost so much money. All right, did they try that shit? All right, but they didn't have all the cool names like the Riyadh cards be having. Now they had some good names. They had some tight names, but they had like Keith Thurman and shit headlining and stuff like that. It just wasn't the draws that the Canelo Alvarez or Javante Davis wasn't tank yet. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather was still around at this time, so it wasn't. I mean, it was like a little bit after Floyd left. Remember that little time right after Floyd Mayweather retired, where boxing was like flat as shit. You know what I mean? Then the big names started coming out like Canelo, and Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder kind of carried the sport after Floyd left. They were the ones who kind of carried it, like and Anthony Joshua. Like those were the names you was hearing. Then all of a sudden, Tank exploded out of nowhere because of great promotion from Floyd Mayweather and a destructive left hand. But also, in the end, a lot of people didn't like Tank until they start to like the more fights you see, you start noticing like, oh, hold up, this dude is the real deal, and he do got the potential to be number one. But then you start to see the I don't care about legacy, all I care about money, and then you start to see the fans start defending him like they know him, and then it's like, bro, no matter who he fight, he gonna make a lot of money. And then the Ryan Garcia thing happened. Now Tank can sell anywhere. Where Tank averages around, I'm not sure RC. I'm sure RC can really fact check me on this, but he would Tank's average was what 400,000 to 600,000 pay per view buys. Ryan Garcia, 1.2 million. You know what I
Isn't
mean?
Leonard Ellaby Tank's
Yeah,
manager?
yeah, PBC fired him, so he chose Tank over PBC, which is smart.
Well,
But again, maybe he's the lead.
RC's got here that Al Heyman is Tank's manager.
Yeah,
So
he said Al Heyman's Tank's manager, but oh yeah, so what is Leonard Ellaby? RC? Because this
maybe
nigga,
his advisor, his
well,
number
Al
one
Heyman's
fan.
technically the advisor, but we realize that's really just a fancy way to say I'm a promoter without actually saying I'm a promoter. The dude's smart. I give his ass that. Like he don't got to pay a lot of shit by saying he's an advisor instead of a promoter. He's a smart guy, man. Like maybe he's just one of them evil ass motherfuckers that's just siphoning all the money off, bro. I don't know.
Look,
Like
Al Heyman sometimes is unfortunately just gets the butt of the frustration from the fans because they're not getting the fights that they want.
and he never talks.
Well,
I've never heard the motherfucker's voice. He never on camera. You never get no sound bites from him. Zero interviews. Period. Told you he's like a demon, bro. Like a motherfucker in disguise, like with the fucking puppet strings, running everything, laughing and shit. That's what he remind me of that. Like
so the other thing I've got for you is I'm seeing reports there that there's a Devin Haney and Teofimo fight on the cards in consultation.
I've heard Devin and Teofimo, Devin and Blair, and also Devin and Jack. I don't know which one is gonna actually get the fight with this nigga, but I think all three of them could beat him.
There you go. Thanks,
The most
RC.
likely will probably be Jack Catterall. The most likely fight. Jack Catterall or Blair. Because Blair really been talking that shit and it's getting under their skin like crazy. He's having the same effect that Rolly had, you know what I mean, on Tank. You know, when you started really getting under somebody's skin, because he been doing interview after interview, and he just like you know how I be going off about that lawsuit shit. Blair been going off the same way. Hold up, RC put something big. RC said Leonard Ellaby is essentially nobody. Leonard has never been in management or promotion, bro. He always just worked for Floyd. So he's a front man. He's like Dr. Dre was the Beats by Dre. That's the face of that shit, but really don't do nothing.
Hey,
He just talks, bro. Leonard is an employee. Facts. That's what I thought. But
so consider this for repeatable history. Every time that there's been a Tank fight to date, there's always been some in-house bullshit, whether it's him arguing with Floyd, them calling each other out, Floyd locked up in Dubai. It happens every time before a Tank fight. Now it's Tank firing Calvin Ford. This happens every time around the same time that there's a Tank fight, that there's some sort of in-house tantrum.
firing Calvin Ford, I don't think that's true because that would be the dumbest shit Javante Davis could ever do. Like, but these fighters do get their egos do get crazy, but I don't think that would be a great idea at all, nigga. Because nobody knows you like that guy know you. You know what I mean? So I'll take that one with a grain of salt till we hear Calvin Ford or Tank actually say that.
Did RC answer that one?
He,
RC, has
he
Tank
said no
changed
about
his
the
team?
manager thing, but he didn't answer the Calvin Ford thing because that one is like that's one of the ones that's super hard to believe. You got to need some serious facts behind that one because I've been his trainer since he's a little ass kid.
Yeah, but like I said to you, if you look at previous behaviour in history, as soon as a Tank fight's announced, it's always been something to do with Tank and Floyd. Doesn't matter what the storyline is, there's always some sort of ulterior story that goes with it. And
Yeah,
now this
that's
time,
just RC just said it in the chat. That it's just promotion, bro. Yeah, that's all
yeah,
that really is. That's just Tank's trying to get some good promotion going on, bro. Because remember when we did the live stream on the interview Crawford and Andre Ward did, and Crawford kind of exposed all that. Like they're really all best friends in real life. Like they just talk shit, they act like they don't hate each other, but behind closed doors they're all laughing and drinking and cracking up together. You know what I mean? It's just really good promotion.
one
We
big
feed right into it.
facade.
Because you
What
can
you
tell when
call it?
fighters really don't like each other. You know what I mean? And then cause after the fight, you can tell. Like when they ain't trying to shake your hand. Remember how Rolly tried to shake Tank's hand afterwards? Like, get the fuck out of my face. You was a bitch. Remember? That's how you know. Like, and then after Bud and Arrow fought, they're like, man, good fight. Sometimes, nigga, they really just be cool afterwards, but sometimes they really don't like each other. And they still be on even after the fight.
Have you got a new? Do you know Caesar? Has he been here before?
Caesar G, what up, brother? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, man. Boots did an interview on the hell I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it's a big boxing podcast. And he and on the cover, I watched it just because I read the cover of the fucking thumbnail. It said in one or two fights, I'm gonna be the pound for pound king, and I laughed hysterically. You know my laugh, my maniacal ass laugh. If that's the biggest fucking cap I ever heard on planet Earth, you will never be the pound for pound king as long as Terrence Bud Crawford is active, nigga. Why he even selling himself that dream, DJ? Do you believe that? Chat, do y'all believe that Jerron Ennis is gonna
I
be
don't.
pound for pound king in two fights?
I don't understand why you don't give Usyk his flowers when it comes to pound for pound ratings.
We
Like
talked
from what
about
he's,
this. I got Usyk number one right now, especially if he
oh,
beat Fury
do you?
again. He's the man. Yeah, I said I got Usyk. Even Crawford said that Usyk number one right now. Man, I'm definitely number two. Yeah, definitely. Like I got Usyk number one right now, but Crawford been number one since like 2015. It's cool. Usyk can have it for now, bro. Crawford been a man for like 10 years. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
Yeah, look, I think that any question around Boots for however
Usyk ain't
long,
even been on the pound for pound list
and
first though, DJ.
and
Remember that. He ain't even been
yeah,
on the list,
but
even considered for that motherfucker. With 30
look,
wins, this motherfucker gonna be pound for pound and 2 wins. You out your man.
look, it's not exactly the same, but look, Boots is always going to be until it happens, and let's hope it does. Until Boots has that fight that actually validates to everyone else, like that that person he fought, he got tested, he had to dig deep, or absolutely washed one of the elite fighters. Until he has that fight, everyone's can. It doesn't matter what he says or what he does. Everyone's going to have their doubts as to where he rates in his own division, let alone on the pound for pound list. So look, the best thing that Boots can do, and hopefully he does it before he gets too old, and hopefully Eddie Hearn, moving to Eddie Hearn away from PBC helps him, is just get that big fight. Get that big fight and prove to everyone that you're right. Yes, you are one of the elite.
Yeah.
But until you do that, talk's cheap.
Yeah, man, you gotta
Seven
be like, yeah, you can't just say what you're gonna do when your fucking resume is garbage. So I ain't hearing none of that capping ass bullshit you talking about. Crawford will beat the shit out you. I ain't hearing that shit. All right, but Roy Dixon, welcome to the chat, bro. He put his pound for pound up there. He got Usyk at number one, Inoue at number two, Canelo at number three, and Crawford four. I like it, but I would have Crawford at two, Inoue at three, and Canelo at four. But good list, bro. What you think about that one, DJ?
Well, it's subjective. Look, I
Oh, I'm gonna do
and
my end of
and
the year pound
and
for pound
to,
list.
yeah, I'll have a little bit of a think about it. But see, the problem that I've got now is I rated some of, like, say, take Canelo for example. If you'd have asked me 12 months or 2 years ago, I'd have probably had him at the top. Now, that doesn't make him a lesser fighter, but my pound for pound list gets compromised if they're fighting shit opponents, right? Because it's not just another win, not another W for me. I'm going, well, part of pound for pound is being that you have fought and beat legitimate opponents. And sometimes, through no fault of their own, when you look at some of the champions in certain divisions that aren't strong, 160 at the moment might be one of those, right? I'm actually really excited about Janovic, right?
Yeah,
But the
but
division's not
I
that
think
strong.
Benedict will be on the pound
So,
list in 2 years. He ain't ready yet, but he be on there soon.
no. So I guess when people ask me about pound for pound, or I think about it and I listen to you guys, it's a little bit like Hall of Fame, right? Sometimes achievements on paper don't tell the right story, and it can go both ways.
Yeah,
Sometimes you overachieve because your opponents weren't great, right? Does that deserve Hall of Fame? No. But
no.
sometimes you achieve less on paper, but you've been in a dog of a division, right? Where it's just hard as shit, right? So I try and give some, I guess, some
Well, you got to
comparison
think
there
about it.
with,
What's the one thing that everybody on the pound for pound list has? A title. So
well,
you
you've
got to
got
do
to have
that
it.
first, and
Yeah.
they've all defended it multiple times. You understand? Some
Yes.
people's resumes be so garbage, bro. They got to become undisputed to even get number 10. Devin had to become undisputed to even get on that list. You know what I mean? So that might have to happen with Boots. You might like sometimes it be the mountain be that high that we need all
Look,
four because the competition is so garbage. So I think it's highly judged by who you fight and how many times you defend your belt.
like if you look at some of the more recent opponents, for example, of Keith Thurman, right?
Yeah,
They're strong opponents. It doesn't matter which way you flip or turn it,
yeah,
and he
got a
beat
great.
them, right? But on paper, he's not 3, 4 time division champ, Ring
Nope.
Magazine,
He's
unified,
a
right?
unified champ.
But
He ain't
but
a but he been in the same division his whole career, and he's super inactive.
yeah, but I guess I'm just saying that the
You know why I keep Thurman so?
pound for pound is subjective for the individual,
Well,
right?
you know why I
Now,
keep
I
Thurman is
I
not
could argue that
overpaid.
because we don't know him, I could argue that Inouye really doesn't have a strong resume. Yeah,
Well,
he's got a couple of real.
one thing 'cause I told you that's one thing I've been on his ass about is that resume. But one thing I say about anyway, the as he's going on, his competition is getting better. Like so,
Well,
I'm gonna judge him. I still think he don't deserve to be like considered number one pound for pound, but I ain't mad at him being in the top five at all. You know what I mean? Because he is a great fighter and his skills have shown it, and he has defended that undisputed title multiple times. You know what I mean? But as long as his competition keeps going up, my opinion on anyway might change. But I've been following the trajectory, and I've been
well,
looking at his opponents, and each one have been getting better. Now,
well,
like
well. So,
Canelo, before these last
and
couple of years, he is fighting everybody tight too. So I'm not gonna never ever call him overrated, but I do think he cherry picked. Like,
and that's my point, right? So, if you were to ask me 12 months ago, and Canelo hasn't been beat since, if you were to ask me 12 months ago and say, well, other than Bivo, um, I'd have said, well, Canelo's probably up there, right? But now, 12 months or 2 years later, I'm going, well, it's hard to justify just because he's beaten people. He's really beaten people that he completely outclasses. But look, think about this when you're potentially critical of Inouye's career or his resume. What have we learnt recently? People that we didn't know anything about, Boachuk, Madrimov, Murdazaliev, right? We didn't know anything of them, right? But they've come from nobodies straight into the spotlight and going, oh shit, they're good. So I try to apply that same objective thinking to some of the Japanese fighters that we don't know about because they're not fighting in the US or Australia or England or those sorts of things.
and
So
that's the problem with the Japanese guys. Every time they come to America, they get their ass kicked. Oh, they be massive superstars. That's why everybody want any way to come to America and fight and see if he could be over here knocking everybody the fuck out like he do in Japan. Like I told, remember we was talking about that. Like I think he's a great fighter, but like when you gotta fly from America to Japan, everything changes. Like you know what I mean? You gotta adapt to a lot of different things. Like remember, I never get to watch anyways fights live. They come on at 4 in the morning here. I'm not getting up in the 4 in the morning to watch nothing. Like you know what I mean? So like, but if you was
Current.
here, like imagine how many eyes if anyway fought Javante Davis here. Do you all imagine all the eyes that's gonna be on him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying that if you're crushing it by way of financial gain in Japan, why do you feel the need to come to America?
Well,
Right?
yeah, that's why Joe Calzaghe never left. He's a great example of that.
Well, who's currently active? Who's, in your opinion, the most well-travelled current champion?
They go everywhere, fight everybody.
Yep.
I would have to give that one to Lomachenko. He go everywhere. He fight everybody.
Ooh, I've forgotten about him.
Yeah. I can't think of no name that go everywhere like he do.
Caesar, where's Usyk been? I suppose he's been
Usyk
England.
fought in England, Saudi Arabia, America once or twice, and he never fought. He been fighting Ukraine a few times before the war happened.
See, for me, that goes a long way to credibility for the Hall of Fame. I'm just going to call it out. The Hall of Fame, whether it's state or commission in
And
America,
Usyk is one of them. Like,
it's
he goes anywhere to fight because he's been all over the world too.
it's
Like when he
too easy.
cruiserweight, I forgot when he was at cruiserweight when he got that undisputed title, he was everywhere. So yeah, he was all over the world too.
Punch, that's my opinion. Your commission and state Hall of Fame doesn't have their standards high enough. It's actually too easy for some fighters to be inducted into state or commission Hall of Fames, in my opinion.
I mean, where do you set the bar at for that then?
Well, you got to think about comparatively what Hall of Fame means to every other elite sport around the world. It's supposed to be not really good. It's supposed to be the elite of the elite, right?
Yeah, you're right. Hanley go everywhere too. RC, we can't. We gotta give his bitch ass that much credit. He do. He has been all over the world too, except England. I don't think Hanley been to England yet, but I know he been to Australia twice. I was a fan back then. I knew he was gonna cook George.
Well, you'd have to include places like Puerto Rico and Mexico too, if you're not
Yeah,
born there.
yeah, definitely. And Usyk, yeah, Mark Wayne, good point, bro. Usyk has won all his belts in his opponent's home country. Facts, he has.
Well, no one's going to go to Ukraine for a boxing match at the
Hell no. Who was the last
fuck,
fighter to be able to pull you to Ukraine? That was Vladimir Klitschko. Ain't nobody, and remember that was years ago. Ain't nobody really going over there since. Like, nah, bro.
I think didn't Zhang go there or somewhere near there not
He was
that long
somewhere near
ago?
there. He was to Poland or some shit. Deontay Wilder was gonna go to Russia, but the Povetkin got caught on steroids, so he never got to go over Russia. Couple, but as far as well-traveled fighters, yeah, a lot of Americans don't do that, like because they scared to get like
Some,
what scared a lot of American fighters from going overseas? What happened to Pacquiao against Jeff Horn? That scared the shit out of us. I was like, whoa. And then they have all right. Do you think Catterall got robbed? I mean, Josh Taylor got robbed in the second Catterall fight.
no,
Me
no.
either.
Catterall,
So now, all right, Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. Being an Aussie, do you think Jeff Horn
yes,
actually won that?
no.
Hell no. Like that's why that scared the shit out of us. Like, woo.
But
That's why we don't want to go overseas.
but to be fair, hopefully some of that concern's gone to bed because I think that Devin Haney was treated fairly by the judges in both fights.
Yeah,
I
they
think
were.
that Janabek, well, that was a domination, so it could
Well,
only go
Janabek
one
beat the
way.
shit out of him. Yeah, you can't.
And
Yeah,
Crawford went across there and give Horn a lesson in
beat the
life.
shit out of
So
Jeff Horn.
yeah, so it like anywhere, but I just don't. I understand it comes with some baggage,
I ain't
but
gonna lie. That's
I
why I
hope
rock with the Aussie
Australia.
boxing fans. One thing I say about Aussie boxing fans, y'all kept it 100 on that Crawford Horn fight. Y'all was like, he ain't beating him. Y'all all knew it too. Y'all kept it 100. Like Crawford, oh man, that's your first defense. Oh man, like
Well, we actually most of us kept it real when Kimbosa surprised Tiafimo too.
yeah, when Haney came out there. Well, no, that stadium was sold out, man. I thought y'all was geek for Cambosis. I was like, wow, they sold out for him.
Oh, look, we'll support the Aussies, but most of us aren't so biased that we can't see facts for what they are. Like, if
I,
you remember what
I
I was
respect
saying
that.
is, I actually don't think that Sky Nicholson, whether she won the fight or not, could be argued, but she definitely didn't win all rounds like some of the judges scored her.
No, she didn't. But that scored them judges. That whole fight was terrible. But I'm gonna change my opinion on the Bevo better be. Remember, I went crazy. I thought he got robbed. I mean, remember I went live and went nuts, all that shit. But when I watched it again, he did let off the gas in the championship rounds, and I could see how they gave it to better be. But the scorecard still was horrible. It should have been way closer than it was. Like you know what I mean. But I do understand how better be at one. Cause remember, I went nuts, and I still think the judges suck in boxing. You know what I mean?
Well, you've only,
I
and I'm
get it.
glad Theo's not here. If you're listening, Theo, this isn't directed at you, pal. But if you have a look at the last Hitchens and Lemos fight, Lemos won that.
Yeah. See me, man. I think Henderson edged it out just by like 1 point. That was one of them close ass ones that was hard to see. I don't mind fights like that. See how we can have that conversation where you think he won, I thought I won. It was that close where we could have that conversation. But to say, but the 112, 116, and a better be B-ball card, that's fucking disgraceful right there, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'd have felt better with 114, 116. That make more sense than 112. Like, damn, this is 112. You saw better B-ball get his ass whooped the whole fight. And I ain't see that. Did you see that?
No, I wonder what conversations are had. And like, let's put the money in the pocket aside for a minute. But is there anyone that talks to all three judges before a fight starts and just reassures them and
No,
says,
nobody's
"Look,
allowed to talk to him
look,
except for
this
like
is
the commission, real quick. Like there's
what
like there's a guy
and
from the commission that talked to him real quick, but can't nobody talk to him because that's tampering, bro.
no, from the perspective of this is how I want you to actually make sure that you're fair in the fight,
Oh
skills,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the
domination."
same way, like before the fight, yeah, they come back there and yeah, somebody like I'm pretty sure they get a conversation like that from somebody we'll never see. You know what I mean? Just like how uh before every fight. And I didn't know this didn't really pop out in my attention until Margarito got caught against Shane Mosley that the opposite trainer be in there watching you get your hands wrapped. I didn't know that until that happened. You know what I mean? So even I learned something new at that time. So I'm thinking if that goes on back there, I'm sure they have somebody back there to talk to those judges, but it don't seem to do nothing because these motherfuckers are still out there scoring horrible fights. This is
Oh,
all
look,
just speculation from our point. I'm not 100% sure. I'm
yeah,
just
and
speculating.
I heard Sean Porter talk about the judges when he was over here in Australia, and he said, "Look, sometimes it's not as easy or subjective as you think it is." And I was talking to Slick about this, and I said, "Look, sometimes when you watch, like for example, you watch an NFL game, right, and you're on the sidelines, you're that close that you don't see everything happening. But when you're further back up in the stands, you can see what everyone, like the movement of everyone from a broader view. Judges don't get they're not allowed to look at the TVs during the
Yeah.
fights, or they're not looking at the TV. So when you're that close to the action, I could see from different angles that they're not picking a sneaky uppercut or a sneaky counter punch or those sorts of things. You could see how it would be easy for them not to see it,
Well, RC said
depending on
nobody's allowed to talk to the judges before or after a fight. Strictly illegal, actually by anyone. So yeah, nobody. I figured that can't nobody talk to them. That's tampering. That's what I thought. Like,
Oh, I see. They should let me talk to them. Listen here, you. Make sure. So look, and some of the action happens so quickly. that to the naked eye, without the replays of TVs and slow
Oh
mos
yeah,
and bits
here's
and
some more
pieces.
info for you, DJ. He said, RC said they are sequestered 24 hours prior to the fight and privately escorted to and from event, at least in Vegas. So that's how serious they take that shit.
Oh, so you just got to line their pockets 48 hours. Yeah.
Sounds like it. And Mark Mark Wynn said something pretty interesting. He said I was biased as hell for Zoo, but I've been given a huge reality check a few weeks ago. I overlooked some massive deficiencies. But I just say to be fair, Mark. I know I talk shit. That was just to poke fun at you. But to be fair, Tim Zoo had a big buzz behind him, and he looked like he was the real deal, bro. So like that happens to all of us sometimes when it comes to fighters who look that good, and then they just they picked the wrong matchup. Like they think they ready
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
wrong matchups. That's all that really was. That was a really bad matchup for Zoo. Like,
it,
yeah, that's all that
it,
was.
I liken it a little bit, Tim Zoo's performance to Devin Haney's by way of strategy.
Yeah.
Like, Tim wasn't his normal self by way of strategy in there. How that was influenced or why that was influenced. So I think that yes, it was a reality check, but there's part of me that says that that wasn't a normal performance. That was just a terrible, terrible performance for him,
Well, it just pointed out
and
the
just
remember what I said.
compounded
I would
that
always
he.
say, think about this. Remember what I seen this a while ago, but I still always thought he was a good fighter. But remember, I always say he don't fight that well backing up. So he just comes forward, and then he as and me and Slick said this. His combos are repetitive. Marialovich exposed that.
Well, he hasn't. To be fair, I agree with you, but I'll be fair and say that he hasn't had to develop other ways to win because the combinations with the opponents that he's fight have been enough for him to overwhelm them, right? Where he
Mhm.
wasn't able to overwhelm or overpower that bloke on the night. And he was fighting Dizzy for 2.5 rounds. But look,
Yeah,
you can't go back in time. It's I don't
it is.
and the best part about sport is it's supposed to be and still is only the real reality TV in the world. Sport is the only real reality TV in the world. So you need to be on your game at that level. If you're off your game by half a second, you're gonna cop it. Um,
RC
what's your
said, RC always got to take his shots. He said Tim Zoo did it to himself. He demanded a title shot. His fault. What you think? I don't think he. I don't think it was. I don't think it was his fault. It's just, I don't think he thought I can't say his fucking name. Was going to time his combos that well. I don't think he could have ever saw that coming. I didn't think he could time that well. You know what I mean? He timed it fast. That's all. I think that, and then the way he just came straight forward, and we all said this, even DJ and Mark, that if he comes straight forward at this guy, he gonna have a long night, and that's exactly what he did.
see? I'm not sure he demanded a title shot. He put a title shot in front of fighting on Turkey's card. But you got to remember, he was trying in negotiations to have a title eliminator with old mate before, but he couldn't get it. What's his name? Erickson Lubin. So, look, some of it fell into his lap, I agree, but I'm not sure that he demanded it. He just
I mean,
chose it in front of some other options.
even after that performance, I still think he could have beat Lubin, but I do not think he would have been able to beat Ortiz. I think Ortiz would have did the same thing to him.
Who, Virgil?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, look, I can't argue off
I'm
that
not
last
saying.
performance.
I'm not saying. I thought that before. Remember when we asked everybody was saying who out of when we was calling we was talking about that fight before Tim Zoo's name got pulled off. I took Virgil in that. He hits hard, way harder than Mortaliev. So yeah. Uh,
Well, he couldn't get Bolchak out of there.
Yeah, again, but Belichick is made out of iron. Them Eastern Europeans all got
Indy.
crazy chins. Like I thought Tim Zoo had a chin, but not a Belichick chin. Like Belichick chins is them is rare. Because most
Well, I'd
and he did
argue that
Belichick once, didn't he? Yeah,
I'd
so
argue that Mendoza's too tough for his own good too. He got loosened up
yeah,
everywhere from
Mendoza's a
Boacek.
journeyman, man. He got lucky.
Busted nose, broken jaw, just got absolutely obliterated, but never went down.
He's a Mendoza. He was a journeyman. They always tough. They never win though, but they're always tough. He was Robinson Casey, but didn't get a title by robbery. That's what he was. He's those strong guys they put in front of you to see if you ready for the champion. Like he's
What's
him.
the, what's the latest on Jamal Charlo and that fight? Has it been locked in against Andrade?
Al Heyman is blocking that for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what they saying online anyway. Both of them.
How do you
That Al
block your own
don't,
fighter from fighting?
I mean, Al don't want to make that fight. I don't
Well,
know
what
why.
other fight is he going to get?
I don't know.
Jamal's going to be 45 by the time
I
that
don't
Al
know.
finds someone he's happy
I
with.
think Jamal should go up, but I keep hearing his name tagged with Canelo too. So I think he might end up moving up to getting that Canelo fight. I thought that was bullshit, but RC might have been onto something with that one.
Jamal's at 160, isn't he?
Yeah,
Who's Janabek with?
and his last fight he couldn't make 160, so he had to be a catch weight. So he might not be able to make it no more. Janet Beck fight at 160 though, don't he?
Yeah, but who's he with
But
though?
then Jamal
Which?
Charlo's name, like Jamal Charlo ain't no slouch, bro.
No, I'm
Jamal's
looking at you.
Jamal's the dangerous one. And his mind's right now. Like he stopped drinking. You know what I mean? He finally finalized his divorce because she was driving him crazy. And like now he's focused on boxing again, which might make him very dangerous again. We'll see.
Are you gonna buy the Jake Paul Tyson Fury?
Hell, I got Netflix already. But yeah, hell yeah, I'm watching that.
Oh, okay.
I told you. You see that? You see what I put in the group chat earlier? Did you watch that? When Roy Jones fought him, he don't know how to play box. Like he
Some
ain't gonna be in there like it's an extra missing match. He's gonna be in there trying to knock your fucking head off like he was in 1990. So
if
Jake
you
better not play.
because I'm not on X or Instagram. If anyone sends me links, I can't watch them. Like to Instagram or X, I can open the YouTube stuff and
Oh, for
Facebook
real?
stuff. But
Wasn't that a
so
YouTube on
sometimes
Instagram?
I don't want to be on Instagram. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. All you see
Um,
is ass shaking and funny clips. That's it. That's all that's on Instagram.
so who you got this Saturday? What do we got here? We've got
We got
WBC junior lightweight title, Robertson Conceo, maybe
Shaki gonna whoop
versus Oshaki.
Shaki
You
gonna
got
whoop his ass. They robbed Shaki in their first fight.
Raymond Murtatalia versus Perez. Yeah, that might be all right. Schofield versus Giron.
I got Floyd winning.
Oh,
I
God.
respect that he said he'll fight Tank for 20 bands.
Where do these names come from? Do some of these parents go into a dictionary and just find the most convoluted, hardest pronounced fucking names?
It
But
was weird that Oscar De La Hoya came out to the presser dressed like Joker, though. That was funny as hell.
and then next weekend, next Friday, you got Keyshawn and Lemos.
Now Keyshawn gonna cook him, but Limos ain't no slouch.
The following day, you've got Boots, Bam.
Boots is probably gonna win, but I won't be surprised if he get upset, and I'm gonna rub that shit in everybody's face. I'm
Ooh, Matthias is.
for upset. Matthias is fighting too.
Yeah, he's since
Puella,
his
ain't he? Puella,
first fight back since the Paro fight. So
he
that'll be interesting.
fighting Puella for the belt, ain't he? Pueblo, the dude that just beat Gary Antoine. That's he about to fight him.
Well,
Dude,
I'm looking at Roberto Ramita.
it's not. Oh man, I thought they was fighting for the belt. Where I hear that at? Let's go and see what Matthias could bounce back after getting cooked by Paro.
Well,
Paro beat the shit out of him, man. I watched that fight. I told you somebody Speed was gonna kill him. I knew it.
some people come back stronger. Some people never recover, but some
That
people
was
come
a
back
bad style
stronger.
matchup though. I don't know why he took that fight. Paro was no slouch. I think he thought Paro was gonna be an easy one, and found out he wasn't. Straight up.
So look, there's a little bit there of interest, but I'm giving myself a little bit of a hiatus from buying some of these pay-per-views, and it's not because of the Tim Zoo
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, great,
It's
perfect.
I wasn't overly happy with the Riyadh card, the Bivol Beterbiev.
Yeah,
The only the only I bought it for that fight. Look, it was a good fight. Um,
that was the best fight
but
on the.
also that there was two Aussies on it, Sky Nicholson and Jai Opataia. But honestly, the best fight of the night on the Tim Zoo card was the first one. Shit, I hope they have a
Uh,
rematch.
yeah, I hope they get a rematch. That was a fun fight to call. I liked it.
What's a,
But don't
you'll
worry,
have
you
to.
don't want to call
Oh,
you. Me and Slick to call them for you. You know, we buy them all.
well, you should be calling the fight night on the zone now. Is it started now? Let me turn that on. Normally
Yeah,
they got fight nights on, um, and some
them
of
fight
it's really entertaining.
and who the hell these guys are. I just be
But that's
watching.
the beauty. Well, Slick, he likes to actually go. He's like what would you call him? One of those talent um, talent seekers. The people that go around to all the NFL or the soccer and just look at
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
other
like a scout. Yeah,
talent scout.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's like a
he's
scout.
a
He
little
loves
bit like that with boxing.
like he
So
loves amateurs, all that. See me, amateurs, they're funner. It's funner to watch that shit live than like on like a recording or something. That's just boring. But live, that's just fun. It is.
yeah, that's what that design fight night is. Amanda Serrano had one of her girls on the last one that Slick and I were looking at, and Jake
I
Paul
got
was
a, I got
there.
a, good, I got a good question for you because that's a good one from Mark. Right now, who you think will win out of Jamal Charlo and Janabek at 160? That would be a great fight. Who you think will win?
Janabek only because of activity.
I would take Charlo because of experience, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think see because Janabek is great, but to fight somebody with the mind of Jamal Charlo, whew, that's what make he powerful. He can box, but his mind. That's the best thing about him. That's why I said it's now that he got his mind clear, it makes him so much more dangerous. So like, but he ain't fought since what last year, right? So yeah, he's very inactive. But he was going through some mental shit, and it's better to get that sorted out before you get back in the ring, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes having
Janet Back been trashing everybody, but Janet Back ain't faced no real challenge yet, and Jamal Charlo is a super leap
well, see,
above this.
of the opinion that some of the mental challenges that happens because you are inactive. You don't have.
You gotta think about it, bro. You rich as hell. Everybody's in your business. You got family issues. Your wife driving you fucking crazy. Your kids are driving you fucking crazy. Your promoters, everybody like when you fighting, when you fighting, when you fighting. Sometimes that shouldn't be too much. We don't know what that's like. We just on the outside looking in. But I can imagine being who I am and dealing with my daily life. Yeah, I can see how
Well,
that'll fuck you up for a minute. You know what I mean?
look, it's not a criticism because people are just human, right? All
Yeah.
I'm saying to you is that when you're in camp and you're fully focused, some of those distractions don't get in your head as bad as what they would if you're not in camp and
Well, you're
fully
right because you
focused.
think about it. You got people like Terrence Crawford, got like six fucking kids, crazy ass, like fast moving, wife in his ear, all that. Some people could weather
How
that
many
storm.
kids?
He got six.
Oh, he's a rabbit.
Yeah,
He
he got a.
roots like a rabbit. Good
You know
on
what I
him.
mean? And he married his high school sweetheart. You know, he just in the gym all day, but at the same time, his kids always in the gym. They always following him around. Like they're getting real famous on Instagram. He's just like, man, listen, that's their life. Like I got my things to do over here. They cool. Somehow he know how to blend it all together. Some people don't know how to do that. You know what I mean?
How how old would his oldest be? Do you
His
reckon?
oldest is I think 13 or 12. One of them.
I wonder if any kids at school have made the mistake
Like
of picking a fight with
oh
last
no,
name
they all
Crawford.
know his dad is the best fighter in the world, and he trained the oldest one. He said the older one be training sometimes, but he don't want none of his kids to be boxers. But he kept it 100. Like he said this in the interview. He said if my son wanted to be a boxer, then he gonna have to take it serious. Like I take it serious, and he see what I do every day. So that have him like I don't know, dad. So see, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna even let you be a boxer if you don't take it like you don't take it serious like I do, and you see how serious I take it. So he said,
Well, most of the best of the best are once in a generation, and we've seen
yeah,
that
like
from all of the sons, including maybe Tim Zoo now. All of the sons trying to emulate their father's
he never get
success. and it just doesn't happen.
It
Who's
ain't
the most successful? There you go. There's a question for you all, including the chat. Who, in your opinion, either currently or in history, is the most successful son or daughter of a
oh
famous boxer?
that's extremely easy, DJ. Very.
Ooh, who?
That's very easy, son and daughter. I can tell you both right now.
Well, let's have it.
Layla Ali on the girls' side and Floyd Mayweather Jr. on the man's side. Very easy. Yeah.
Well, Floyd exceeded his old man.
Yeah. Way better than that. And Layla Ali retired undefeated, a champion. Never nobody ever beat her, even challenged her. She smashed everything moving. And her dad was Muhammad Ali. So it's like, okay. She didn't surpass him, but she ended great. Like when you think about women's boxing, you'll always say her name. You know what I mean? She up there with Cecilia Brackets and all them other super hard hitting, super tight fighters. So it's like, yeah.
I think just genetics alone, if you look at Muhammad Ali, I think that if you've got any of his genetics, like those top line bloody racehorses and bits and pieces, you're going to be probably pretty good at whatever sport that you
Well,
actually
maybe if
pick
you're
up.
part of the main line, like Layla was, but the grandson Nico, he average. He ain't nowhere near the level of Muhammad Ali. He already lost like twice, once already. So yeah, he raw shit. So I don't know, but he real popular though, just because he's Ali's grandson. But he got one out there right now. I don't know if you know about Nico Ali Walsh, but yeah, that's Muhammad Ali's grandson.
Yeah, you watch in 100 years when they start fucking around with cryogenics and all sorts of bits and pieces that
Mike
they'll
Tyson got
be.
all girls, so we're never gonna see none of his kids. And Roy Jones's kids don't want to fight.
You'll start seeing
And Floyd
the
Mayweather had girls too, so it's like, damn. He got a grandson though, so his grandson might be tight in 10 years. He's still a baby right now, but he
someone will start to create superhumans. They'll take genetics from Mike Tyson, genetics from
oh
Muhammad
hell,
Ali, and
Arnold
they'll.
Schwarzenegger, all them type people for sure. Oh, for sure.
I'd have to be on that list. Everyone wants to be
That's
like me.
30 years from now before they start playing around with stuff like that. We're gonna be old as shit.
Well, they're already doing it with animals.
Yeah, true. But then, science do travel. I mean, do go
Heck,
fast.
you got people over there in the US that are trying to recreate the Tasmanian tiger from over here in Tasmania. They've got the genetics and the DNA and all that sort of stuff, and they're trying to recreate and bring them back to life.
Oh,
It's
that'll
like
be
the
so like
Jurassic
I like when
Park.
they use genetics and stuff like that to bring back, what I mean, extinct species and shit. That's pretty cool.
Fuck off! I don't want saber-toothed tigers fucking
That's
running
saber
around.
tooths, but like the Tasmanian is cool. But no, hell no, we be cool with just the regular tigers. We don't need saber tooth ones. They got that. The cavemen could have dealt with that shit. Hey, Mark, I gotta give you some pushback on this one, bro. Did you say I take Janet back? Jamal too distracted, and he couldn't stop little one-legged Benavidez in his one fight in 3 years. Not only did he cook him the whole time, though, he didn't knock him out though, but he beat the shit out of him for 12 rounds. It was pretty one-sided. But that's just that if a unmotivated and unhealthy Jamal could do that, just the motivated one is scary, bro. But like I said, Janet Beck is a great fighter, but there ain't one opponent Janet Beck ever faced that was the level of a Jamal Charlo. That's all I'm saying, man. That's and the styles. I don't like that matchup, but it would be a good fight though. But that's a bad style matchup if you really do some research on both of them. What you think? You think that's a bad style matchup, GJ?
Um, Hard to say because, to be fair, other than maybe his last two fights, I don't know how many tools Janabek's got in the bag. I don't I just don't know how adaptive he can be for different styles. And I'm
Yeah,
happy
like
to go away and do a little bit of
has he
homework
ever
on that
fought?
and
Because
come
I
back to you.
seen his last two fights. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest about Janet Beck. I only watched
I,
like the last three fights, but has he ever
I
fought any
off
really
the
good counter punchers
off the top of my head, I think that Jamal's reach might cause Janabek some issues.
and the counter punching? He's a really good counter puncher. How is Janet Beck gonna handle that? Can he fight backwards? I can't tell. He's so powerful. It's hard to tell. He overwhelms his opponent so much. Like, what are you gonna do when you get a hard counter from Charlo? That's what I want to see from Janet Beck. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think he's going to stay at 160 forever. He's a
No,
couple of
he
times he's
outgrow that soon.
struggled to.
You think he's
So,
ready for Canelo? I don't think so. Not yet.
well, that's what Slick said too. There's part of me that sort of in that fantasy world and that division shop, and I thought,
Ooh, not yet. If you put Janet Beck and
well,
Canelo Alvarez right now, the Janet Beck that I see, he's gonna be overzealous. He's gonna be over aggressive, and he's gonna get knocked the fuck out right now. He need to be
I'm
way more poised if he's gonna fight Canelo Alvarez.
I'm telling you that Canelo Alvarez's skills are starting to diminish because of the quality of opponent that he's had. I honestly think someone's going to surprise him.
I agree, bro. As I said, you keep on cherry picking, one of them gonna catch your ass and shock the fucking shit out, shock the hell out the world, man. I'm waiting for that next Buster Douglas to come along. That next nobody to come out and knock out the number one fighter in the world. I'm waiting. It's coming. It's gonna be Canelo. It happens. It's gonna be Canelo or Tank. I hope it don't be Tank, but it's gonna be one of them. Like, they keep on playing with these
Oh,
dudes, man. You're gonna get a. I'm talking about like a Juan Manuel Marquez against Pacquiao style knockout. Like playing around with these goddamn cherry picks, bro. Watch. Because you're gonna pick the wrong guy sooner or later. You know how that's how that backfires. That's the funny thing about cherry pickers. Like eventually that shit backfires, DJ. And if you've been watching boxing long enough, you know eventually it gonna happen. It already happened to Canelo twice. No, Floyd Mayweather, that was inevitable. No, if you thought Canelo was gonna be Floyd Mayweather, you're just out of your mind. But Bivol, I knew Bivol was gonna win because I knew how Bivol could box, but nobody really had Bivol winning that. I did though. You know, I like to make those out of nowhere predictions anyway. But I thought Bivol was gonna outbox him. He's just too big. He thought he was gonna have another Sergey Kovalev situation, and you fought an aged out, punch drunk Sergey. You know what I mean? So nah, I knew what time it was gonna be.
did David Morrell get that fight? See,
David,
I'm not big on David Morrell after his
David
performance
Morrell got the
there.
Benavidez fight, and he gonna get knocked the fuck out. And I'm gonna laugh at everybody for them thinking the motherfucker with 10 wins was ready. Like, but again, we seen Madrimov but Madrimov was a champion with 11 wins. David Morrell just getting this shot because he been talking so much shit. He talked his way into this fight, and now you got it. But like you said, DJ, in this last fight, we seen a lot of holes, didn't we?
I can only think that he was just unfit. He must have got that on short notice or
What
something
is he
like
gonna
that
do?
because
Combos,
he just he
some
just
shotgun
looked.
combinations he gonna be throwing at him. How is Morrell gonna weather that storm? You ain't never fought nobody like this. This is way too big of a leap, and I won't be surprised if he get knocked out inside of 5 rounds. Straight up, bro. Like
I
this.
just can't.
You can't
I
judge
can't
this
in
like
good
Madrimov.
faith take Morrell in that
I'm saying
fight.
listen. This is where I give Madrimov the benefit of the doubt because I talk shit the whole time. You remember you gonna poke him positive.
Madrimov.
Madrimov had a lot of fucking amateur fights.
Oh,
Morrell
you're
don't have
talking
that.
about Madrimov.
No, I'm saying I'm using it. I'm using him as an example.
All
I'm saying
right.
the benefit of the doubt that I give Madrimov is that he had a lot of amateur fights. That's why he was probably a champion in 11 fights because he was really, really polished already. When you have that many amateur fights, there's no way in hell you're not going to be a good fighter. David Morrell didn't have that. David Morrell just a powerful fighter, you know what I mean, with a great look, nigga, and they fast tracked him. You know what I mean? He's knocking everybody the fuck out. But you noticing about David Morrell, even in 11 fights, as the competition is going up, the knockouts is going away. And then all of a sudden, instead of giving him, he shouldn't be fighting Benavidez till he's at like 18, 19 fights. Now at 11, like 10, 11 fights, you about to be fighting pretty much the second best dude in the division.
I'd have thought that we would have seen some of those rematches from the draws from that Riyadh card that we were talking about. Like, because what, there was 2 or 3
And
draws
they'll
or
be
something
putting
in that
rematch
card?
clauses in their contracts, man. Like a lot of promoters hate those. You know what I
But
mean?
that's
So
okay. The fight was good enough to justify it without a contractual clause.
right,
Go make it
like this.
anyway.
They'd be like this, DJ. Say, Tank or Canelo choose an opponent, right? They'll have the rematch, but you won't. That's how it works. You beat me, I get a rematch, but if I beat you, you don't get one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but some of those fights weren't for titles. Like, all I'm just saying that they were good enough fights that you'd go back and watch them again. You want to see the rematch.
True. But here's another problem with rematches. They be great for the fans, but when it's time for the rematch contract to come, it's either the same exact money or less. You never get more. So that's why another reason why it'd be hard to break me right. Unless y'all both humongous names. Like if Garcia, like if Brian Garcia and Tank Fly, they both get bigger checks, but they know that's going to generate a massive income. But unless it's
Is
like that, yeah.
is there any update on what Anthony Joshua's doing with his rematch? Has he
And
enacted that?
Joshua ain't going to fight again for like a year when you take an ass whooping like that at heavyweight. Them is like that's like getting hit with real life sledgehammers. We ain't gonna see him again until July, and they ain't said no names. All he said is I ain't retiring, and you take that with a grain of salt the same way you take it from Regis. Because hey man, you made me eat crow on that DJ. He definitely gave him a boxing lesson, bro. You was right.
No, that wasn't
That was
the. I caught your comment. I didn't say that Catterall was going to give Regis a boxing lesson. That wasn't the one that I was talking about. I think I was talking.
you sure?
Um, no, it wasn't that fight. It was another one of those potential matchups, and they never ended up making it anyway. I think we were just actually going back and forth, maybe about
Oh,
Liam Paro and one of his
it was
potential
Paro.
fights.
It was Paro versus Hitchens. You said Paro was gonna give Hitchens a boxing lesson. I was like cap. That was that one. Like, but you said Catterall was gonna win. But you think he was gonna win like that?
Well, I actually thought that Progray, if you go back and have a look, so I don't change my story, I remembered saying that when I went back and had a look at Regis' last fight against Haney, his right hand was not defensively responsible, and even when he was in the crouch trying to defend him, there was big holes between his left and right arms for defence. And when I looked at the Catterall versus um, what's his name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Catterall was landing very effective uppercuts. And I thought, well, he's got good uppercuts. And if Regis actually does that, he's just got big holes. So I think
Yeah,
what I
but
went back is, and I just said, well,
I
I
ain't know
see
Jack could
Catterall.
counter like that though. Them counter shots was mean.
Look,
He
there's a
wasn't
little bit,
countering Josh Taylor like that.
there's a little bit of dog in Jack Catterall.
What? He looks soft as shit, but that fucker is vicious. He made a fan out of me. Like I said, I always knew Jack was a good boxer. I always just like if you sleep on Regis Power, but he was defensively sound and fighting off the back foot and countering, bro. I was like, oh, he's fighting a perfect fight. He
So
really,
we, So what happens to Regis from now? Like, hopefully he just doesn't out and out retire. I could see him still earning some good
you
money
know
and
who
being
Regis is gonna
a
try next.
pretty. Hang
Oh
on,
no, you know I already know who
hang-
Regis is gonna try next.
but
He
he
gonna go
could
after
be
like
a really legitimate gatekeeper for people in and around that division as they're actually just
I
coming
think
up.
Regis got two more fights left. He gonna maybe get one more. If he wins his next fight, he probably gonna get one more title shot, probably against somebody. Don't you can't fight no slick boxers, clearly. So don't stay away from them. So go against one of them motherfuckers that's gonna stand there and slug with you like Paro and can't fight O'Reilly, he can box. You know what I mean? Can't fight Tio, he can box. You know what I mean? Can't fight fucking none of them. They all can box. They all will be ass. So it's like I don't know about the Puello dude, but that's a dude that beat Gary Antoine Russell, so he can fight too. Like I think all of them could beat you. So yeah, it might be over for Reach. Devin will whoop your
Well,
ass, Ryan will whoop your ass. Like, yeah, it might be over for you, bro.
what what it looked like to me with Regis is that before age caught up with him, he was heavily reliant on seeing things coming and his reflexes.
And he got
As
robbed,
he's
Josh Taylor.
as he
He got
as
robbed.
he's lost some speed on those reflexes, he can look a little bit
Flat footed.
compromised, and or yeah, and maybe a little bit defensively irresponsible. But look, shit, we all get old. I'm not going to sit here and rag on Regis Prograis. No way.
Great
So,
fighter, great career. Not Hall of Fame worthy. If he'd beat Jack Taylor, I mean Josh Taylor, yeah. But he did it enough to be remembered. You know what I mean?
yeah, look,
I don't think he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he
what's
did
the,
enough.
what's
Two-time
the
champion.
latest? What's the latest on Bud? Like, time's
Um,
starting to slip away.
it's looking like WBO stripping Fundora the second he stepped in the ring with Spence. So Bud gonna get that belt, and then it's looking like he's going to go after. It, but in between that though, I'm saying Virgil Ortiz is a possibility. Um, uh, He actually, believe it or not, I've been hearing this on the wires too, and I could be wrong. These is just rumor, but he got his eye on Boots. Still got his eye on the Canelo fight. Turkey's really still out there trying to make that one. And there was a couple names on the list like Tim Zoo. Like it was definitely gonna be Tim Zoo next, but he lost that opportunity with his loss. But it really was gonna be him next. I'm mad that Tim Zoo lost. I'm so mad because he really was gonna get that Bud fight. So it's looking like it's gonna either be Ortiz, Canelo, or one of that hard hitting motherfucker, because they everybody keep on saying he'll cook Bud, so he might actually get a shot. The dude who murdered Taliev. So somebody in the next 3 months we're gonna find out who it's gonna be, but not this year though.
Isn't it interesting? Like I don't see Murtaliev getting anywhere near Bud like
Fuck
he
no.
did with Tim. So yeah,
Fuck
like
no.
so. Look, I'm not guaranteeing he can't win
But
it.
you know how people are though, right?
But
You know the shit talking. They can't say Zoo will cook him now, so that's the next guy has to be them dude to be Zoo, and now like I remember when Virgil was going to whoop his ass, then Virgil got his ass whooped, and then it was like, oh, Boacek will cook Buzz. You know how it is, bro. When it's Crawford, bro, like everybody wants smoke with him, but when you think about this shit in real life, it's like, come on, man, seriously, that's a horrible style from Taliev. Okay, though, all right.
well, uh, the only pushback I'd say in there is I can't see Bud winning by way of TKO or knockout, right? But I
That's
can
Taliev
easily.
running. Remember, what did Madrimov do beautifully in that fight? Avoided getting countered. We don't know how it would have turned out if he would have left himself open to the counter. He did not at all. Like, stun the
Well,
fuck out of me, bro. Stun the fuck out of me. I'm telling you, bro. Nobody to fight Crawford next is going to do that.
Well, hang on. Madrimov must have seen something, because if you had a look at his face the next day during the interviews, either he was headbutting the wall when he got home with his
He
face.
had sunglasses. He's fucked up, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, Bud's power shots come from what? Counters. Now I know this fighter I've been watching his whole career, bro. His power shots come from counters. What dropped Errol Spence? A counter left. What dropped him the second time? A counter. What dropped him again? A counter uppercut. It's counter shots. What dropped Sean Porter? A counter. What dropped Mean Machine? A counter. What dropped Amir Khan? A counter. Right. What dropped Jose Benavidez? A counter shot. Those are his power shots. What did Madrimov avoid that whole fight? Counter shots. Smart way to fight. But most niggas can't do it, bro.
Man, those boys at that level just must see punches coming in slow motion. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to experience?
I don't know what. I'm pretty sure that probably happened, man, because when I played football, like it do happen when you hit in the hole, man. Like shit slows down. So I'm pretty sure that probably happened in boxing. Because you don't hear the crowd and stuff. Like you think you hear you really could block all that out, bro. And I'm sure boxers could do the same thing. Pitchers could do it too. Like my son's a catcher in baseball, and he says, man, when they playing against rival teams, like there's like a way like a switch they can click on where they don't hear nothing. They just focus right in on the pitcher, nothing else. But the pitcher in the center, signs in the like dead, period. Like, and I'm like, there's just a switch they can click, bro. It's like, all athletes got it, so I'm sure boxers got it too.
No, Mark, I haven't seen. I'm familiar with both of the channels, but I don't watch them regularly. Sometimes I might click on them, but
oh, bro, listen, that's funny as hell because I got a funny story. Blue Blood, I'm a big fan of. Fanon, me and him been going at it for like 2 years now. I'm banned from his channel. I have to come up on his panel and just disrespect the shit out of him all day. Like, he's a psycho. And I like to attack that. I said, well, when you piss me off, I'll just do it for fun. So I block for life. But them two, like, do you understand? Fanon, he talks facts sometimes, but he throw a lot of bullshit on top of it. Where Blue Blood just exaggerates. So it's hard to take either one of them serious. But I do like Blue Blood though. I ain't gonna sit here and cap and say I'm not a fan. I am.
Well, if you ever see Punch, and I'll give him a a bit of a shout out. There's a bloke by the name of Lyndon who talks a lot and is very. He used to be a boxer himself, an Olympic or a Commonwealth boxer, so he knows what he's talking about. But he's very unbiased when it comes to actually some of the things that are happening in and around, particularly Australian boxing, and also touches on some of the international boxing, like the things that are the bigger fights over there in the US and UK and those sorts of things. And he's quite easy to listen to. What's that called, Mark? He's on what's his channel? He's
We got RC in the building.
here he is. G'day, RC.
Good day, mate. Good day, Punch.
What up, brother? Clear the air, man. What the fuck is going on in Vegas?
Man, you not talking about Earl Spence? Because I was just listening to you saying, soon as he gets in the ring with Earl, he getting stripped. You must ain't hear the latest from the WBO convention yesterday.
What's the latest, RC? Fill me in.
Earl the Truth Spence has now been put into the WBO's ranking number 10.
Quit fucking playing, bro.
Swear to God. Now, Sebastian
any-
Fundora will
Are there-
not be
Not be
stripped
stripped. DJ, are you hearing this
because
bullshit?
he's fighting a ranked opponent.
Is there any fucking rules at all to what's happening in these sanctioning bodies, or is it just a fucking free for all?
No.
How that happened?
Louis the Coopers attended
hasn't
the
had
convention
one
and
fight,
he
not
nominated.
one fight at 54. Not one.
Watch this. He nominated Earl Spence. He spoke on Earl Spence's behalf, which is his fighter under the PBC umbrella. And he petitioned. And his petitions were so strong that the new person that's running the WBO says they will be putting Earl Spence in the top 10 of 154. You gotta look at it like this. The dude was unified.
So basically, Al Heyman threw that nigga a fat sweaty water cat. Like, man, put Arrow at the top, motherfucker.
No, I gotta say this. I promise I'm gonna let you go. I gotta say this.
You start justifying bullshit decisions.
No. I'm about to tell you something though. Looking at the WBO rankings from 12, I would say 10 on down. I think Errol Spence is better than all of them. I'm just gonna keep it real. So it was not really far-fetched. Now I'm gonna be quiet. Y'all talk.
What you think is irrelevant. You've got to earn your place in those rankings. Earn. As in fight someone to actually legitimately get your place.
Star power get you up there, bro.
Earn. Excuse me, sir. 3 weeks ago, we just saw Tim Tszyu jump the line in the IBF.
He didn't jump no line.
He wasn't even ranked in the IBF when he got the Muratov fight.
Is Tim Tszyu the only example that you've got at your
No, I'm going to give you another one.
It wasn't, DJ. You got a point there.
I'll give you another one, DJ. Watch this. Terrence Crawford wasn't even ranked in the WBA when he got the fight with Majidov. Until the fight was announced.
He was unified super champ, so he actually had rankings from 147. Errol Spence doesn't.
But we going with your point of he never fought a day at 154, is what you're saying, right?
But
I'm just following you.
Crawford.
But I'm following you. That's what you just said.
You're trying to compare one example that's not the same or similar to the other.
I could be on here all night naming examples of this happens.
Yeah, I just don't need you to justify bullshit behavior, RC.
In a cool way. He won't say it like Mark to say they pay for rankings, bro. They pay for that shit.
is boxing. It's not me justifying
It's just
bullshit.
corrupt ass boxing.
Bullshit would be boxing. I'm just reading what's on paper when it comes to boxing. It happens all the time.
Yeah, DJ, you want
That's
Well,
all
I
I'm doing,
better
DJ.
not.
and back. You wanted to peek your head behind the door, bro. It's not nothing nice when you look back into the politics of this shit, bro. It'll just piss you off. Dog. I'm telling you,
Don't you drag me into the politics. Don't you do it.
it's the dumbest shit in the world. Don't get swallowed up by it, bro. It's just like American politics. It'll just piss you off. Don't get swallowed up by it, man. Just be like,
But
Ah,
all right, fuck it.
The
It is what it
WBO
is.
stated they will be placing Earl Spence at number 10, which makes the fight legitimate for Sebastian
It
Fedora
do.
as a legitimate title defense, and it will not,
I mean,
I
he don't
repeat,
get
will
shredded.
not be scripting Sebastian Fedora.
All right, so Bud get the winner though, right?
Hey, what was said by by the WBO? If Sebastian Fedora wins, they will conversate about the fight between the winner and Terrence Crawl.
So basically, they try and put the wall up. Here we go.
Hey man, it's WBO. It's not Rob. It's just WBO.
But WBO rocks with Bud, so I'm pretty sure they'll definitely do something about that. They rock with him. Hey, they rock with Bud the way WBC rock with Canelo.
Well, no, I gotta correct you on this because of course, you didn't get the news of the WBO convention. The old president and CEO of WBO has retired,
Oh,
sir.
Gilberto
There's
Mendoza gone.
there's a Mendoza was WBA. We talking WBO.
Oh,
With
okay.
that rock with Bud before, and there's a new guy now. Wink, wink.
As long as he ain't a fucking Heyman guy, we're good.
Well, he's the guy that's placing Errol Spence at number 10.
Oh, all right, he's a Heyman guy.
He's also
Then I'm talking
giving
about DJ. You can't let it piss you off, bro.
Teofimo Lopez a pass, saying he doesn't have to fight Catterall. He don't have to fight who's number one in the WBO for TO right now. Whoever the mandatory is, TO don't really have to fight him right.
Crazy, bro.
This is the new dude. This is the new guy. He just took over.
All right. So like that's funny. Just as you tell me that, Slick just put up his title. He about to go live at 11. We gonna go over there, DJ. He said his name of his stream is gonna be "Who You Got." So Errol Spence's in the top 10 now. Wow. Yeah, we on that shit right now, Slick. Bullshit.
So, just to be absolutely clear, RC, I'm not ignorant or naive in how it happens, why it happens. I just hate that it happens. It's bullshit.
Hey
And
man,
so
Bullshit, bro.
it's been probably happening since Adam was a boy. So what, right? But it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Fuck
no,
no, nobody like it. Even
course
RC
not.
don't like it. It's just bullshit, bro. It's just the way it is, man.
It's not that I like it or don't like it. I'm an NFL fan. I just how they call it,
I ain't think you
moonlight
was
with
gonna say the
boxing.
words NFL, nigga, the way your squad doing this season, my guy.
Hey, bro, that
It ain't
happens.
over yet, but it's damn near close.
But that happens. Hey, guess what the beautiful part is? And we lose every fucking game the rest of the year.
I'll get a great pick.
We in a running for Shador
Y'all
or
gonna get Shador,
goddamn
nigga. That's what y'all doing. Y'all trying to tank for Shador, nigga.
we can get Shador or Travis Hunter. We don't give a fuck.
Y'all taking for one of them niggas. I said, hey, yo, me and my brother was talking about it the other day. I'm like, man, these niggas is tanking for Shador, bro. They want Shador. They want Shador. Man,
Hey
it's
man,
cool though, man. Man, y'all ain't done yet, but y'all lose 2 more games.
we not like we got a quarterback. Fuck that. Like, Shador better than everything we got on the fucking roster right
I
now.
told you, dude was trash, and you was like, man, dude might be decent. That man, that rookie's garbage.
Oh, Spencer Rattler. Yeah, Spencer Rattler. Yeah, he don't.
Yeah,
Well, I
he that
mean,
Rattler, perfect last name. That nigga's definitely rattled.
but I don't want to disrespect boxing. We ain't gonna, I ain't gonna talk. I'm gonna wait till Sunday. We can talk about that. But today,
Yeah.
the WBO
I love
is
Slick when
making
it's
the
Philly
headline.
games.
And I must say this: we have a fight in Vegas tomorrow. Shout out to Floyd Schofield.
Floyd Schofield.
I was unable to get my 1 Starburst or one Skittle for the tickets. So I had to just throw them shits away. They're gone. I threw them in the trash.
It's cool, DJ. We about to hop over the Slick stream in like 10 minutes, bro. I'll see you over there. AORC, man. Why you keep dissing my man Floyd, bro, man? He's nice.
All right. You gonna watch the fight tomorrow?
Hell yeah, I'm watching it.
You must be bored.
I'm watching. You know, I love boxing, man. I like Floyd. Floyd's one of them up and comers, man, who possibly could get Tank one day.
Hey man. Shout out.
And listen, I will take Tank in that fight, man. But I would like to see it.
Well, no, actually, today Floyd called out Shakur. He said he wants his next fight to be Shakur. He wants the Shakur Zabeda winner.
You know, DJ made a good point. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Do you think that if Tank and Shakur was fighting, this would have happened?
Oh, about the rescheduling and all that?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Fuck no.
Hell no. Because you know why? And I have a good reason why. That means that fight wouldn't have been in-house. The reason why this is happening because it's an in-house fight.
Oh, all right, that's what this shit is.
You get what I'm saying? Lamar Roach is Al Heyman. Tank's Al Heyman. I mean, Al Heyman can do what the fuck he wants. Like you made a good example, and I'll listen to you earlier. He's pulling the screens from in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? He wouldn't be able to do that if Tank was fighting anybody outside of PBC. If it was Lomachenko, Shakur, Teofimo, a little bit, he couldn't do it. It wouldn't be able to happen.
Yeah, I like this motherfucker because it's bro. That's why I'm like, man, like, why would they even do that to Tank's image, man? Like, do you understand the damage it does to his image just ever having somebody as popular as fight be postponed? That's fucked up.
Like I said, the fight wasn't even officially announced. They didn't have an official presser, and you could check Ticketmaster.
Weird, yo, because I'm like, why ain't we had a press conference yet? Because usually when Tank announced a fight, the press was a week later, 2 weeks later,
right? You even can check Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster never had it. It never went on sale.
It never went on sale, and I know that was an eyebrow raiser for you. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because it'll be on sale at least 60 days before the fight.
Cause like, bro, I tell you, like, you know, I'm a pretty smart guy. So when he put up that emoji, I'm like, hold up, man, this nigga never puts up no emojis like sad. Don't tell me this fight really about to get postponed, and then the next day it came out. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This what they would never do this shit to Canelo, man. They always doing this.
Man, I'm looking.
Making me mad, bro.
What got me scratching my head? I'm looking at the goddamn PBC schedule. Okay, all these fights cannot be in January. Earl Fundora, Benavidez Morel, and not Tank Lamar Roach. Come on now, somebody lying.
I mean, why don't they just put them all on one card, bro? Get all the money, man. Like, where are y'all trying to split them all up, bro? I see what they're doing. Okay.
I mean,
3 separate main events. You get to cash out on all 3 instead of putting them all on one card.
3 pay-per-views.
Definitely 3 pay-per-views.
So I mean, you can ask yourself, is Tank Lamar Roach a pay-per-view? I say no. You can ask yourself, is Benavidez Morel pay-per-view? I say no. You can ask yourself, is Fundora Spencer pay-per-view? I say hell no. Nope. But hey, what it is what it is.
Hey, but like Errol Spence definitely in the pay-per-view star, no mouth, nigga. That's that ass whooping. Like, that's impossible. But if you're fighting a nigga with like 10 wins, man, no title fights, no real competition, you're gonna cook them in 5 rounds. I don't want to pay for that. Like, and
hey, bro.
Tank is gonna cook, bro. That's what I said. I know people ain't mad at Tank the fighter. People are mad because we can predict your fight 100%.
Right.
They're gonna knock this nigga out. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts between. There ain't no maybe. There ain't no he got a chance. No, he's gonna knock him the fuck out. Like, you know what I mean? That's what pisses niggas off, bro. Other than that, nigga, Tank's great.
You know what?
Somebody to make me say, the Shakur Stevenson will make me rub my chin. Like, I don't know, bro. If Tank come in here playing, but then the Tank got a good IQ too. So
you know what was crazy?
Bro?
You know what was crazy? I saw the Lamar Roach interview. I forgot whatever the show was, but this dude said, "Yeah, man, it's kind of like grabbing a bag. It's like no matter what happened, I'm still the champ at 130, but I could grab that bag though." Dude, what are you doing on a live what you call them saying you just there to grab the bag? You still champion in that way. It don't matter.
That's all. You ain't there to win, nigga. You about to get knocked the fuck out. You just guaranteed for sure now, nigga. RC, that's exactly what I got from it. Nigga, like, come on,
That's
man. Here we go
exactly what.
again. Money's on
Oh,
Tank.
man, I'm a kick a Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia really took my spot last year,
Uh,
but I wasn't the champ. So when I became champ and the offer came back, it kind of made sense. I could just do a Hector Garcia. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker here.
like, and listen, I've been betting on Javante Davis for 3 straight years, and there ain't one nigga he went up against. Nobody. Where I was like, I'm not betting on Tank.
Hey
Never.
man,
My money's always on him. You know why? Because the nigga's guaranteed to win. I know. I don't care what style you got. You're not beating him. I like that about Javante Davis, but until Shakur's the only nigga. I mean, the only nigga. There ain't no other fighter in any of these divisions. I don't go fuck if he go up to 140 or go down to 130 or at 135 that can beat Javante Davis. Only nigga that has a chance, in my opinion, is Shakur Stevenson. A chance. And if they were fighting, bro, I shit you not, it would be so hard to pick like it was with Better Beef and B-Ball, but in the end, I would pick Tank. I would. I know that. Even if
right?
I was over in my mind 1,000 times, I'd be like, man, if Tank, we fall into one trap, we're done, bro. So it's like, nigga, I gotta go with Javante.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I mean, that's just boxing, bro.
Like I take my shots, RC, but then I'm really a huge fan. It's just that I'm tired. I want some unpredictability in your fight.
Well, long as you got the in-house shenanigans from Al Hammond, bro,
You'll never get
it's
it.
nothing, you'll never get it.
I know, man.
You'll never get it.
And this
But
little
one
fuck.
thing I can say about Tate that a lot of fighters from PBC don't do, he listens. He just go right along with whatever Al asks him
Yeah.
to do.
Well, he made
He
himself.
don't
I'm gonna keep it 100.
complain.
RC, think about it. If a nigga made you as much money as he made him, I listen to. I
Hey
can even
man,
it'd be like, man, can I whoop some ass just for once? Can I go crush somebody that's gonna give me a challenge just once? Like for real, because you don't want that. Like Javante Davis is headed for a Hall of Fame career, but you don't want to have that, bro. You never had that one big fight. That's why you gotta have that Errol Spence, that Manny Pacquiao. You gotta have that. You gotta have that.
but
Uh,
no, you know the sad part about it, though, bro. You know the sad part about it.
all Tank missing.
I don't even think he care.
He don't. He's too
Low
rich.
as he get money, he rich. Yeah, you don't care.
I don't know fuck. He rich as hell. Like
Yeah.
like, and I ain't saying he overpaid. He not. The nigga is exciting, worth every fucking penny. Nigga deserve to be where he is today. I'm not hating on none of that. Some of them niggas like the Charlo twins and all of that. I think some of them niggas overpaid. But like the nigga Javante Davis earned his place. I agree with that. I just want to see him challenge before he go. Cause I know just like I know RC, we only got a couple more fights from this nigga. He too rich.
Yeah, he got. I'll say he got about 5 more. That's about it.
He too rich, man. And this is like,
Yeah.
man. Just one nigga, just one. Just give me one. And like you said, he wants Shakur next because he's tired of playing. Thank you. Shakur or Devin. If I get to see you cook one of them in my lifetime, I'm happy.
Well, I'm gonna get off. I'm about to get off and grab me something to eat, and I'll just be listening to a slick. I probably jump on
Yeah,
later
I'm
on
gonna
after
hop
y'all
on
get the
Slicks
cooking.
too.
But
We about
I
to go
gotta ask you
live.
this question before we go.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here. What do you think about Oscar building this Ryan Garcia when he comes back versus Teofimo Lopez?
You know, they've been
Because
talking
him,
about that for a year and a half now. Remember last year around the same time they was talking that same fight. Remember it was supposed to happen in January. The shit didn't happen, and then Ryan ended up getting Devin. So we will see. That's what I'll say about that. But I would love to see that happen because I think Ryan will whoop his ass too.
man, they is building that. Boy, him and Bernard. That's every
That's
time, every
actually smart.
camera they've been on.
You know
It's
how that
been
Mexico versus Mexico shit always sell, and they
yeah.
are golden boys. So
Hey man, hey man.
I wouldn't be
I see
surprised if
that.
that happened. But I don't want to see shit. But that Ryan Haney rematch. Now it's all
I don't
down.
I don't even think you're gonna get it because of the lawsuit.
The lawsuit then pissed off Oscar, so I don't think
Yeah, they piss Oscar off. Yeah, I mean,
I
you
don't
don't
think
think
none
you're
of the
gonna get it.
promoters is gonna do business with the Haneys, man. I'm standing by that.
Well, if he fight, what you call him? What's his name? Blair Cobb. That's Don King right there.
Yeah, that's Don King. Don King will do business with anybody. He's shunned, so that nigga will definitely do business with him. And Blair Cobb is dangerous. I don't think he should fuck with him. Like
Really?
I think Blair will whoop Devin's ass.
Oh man, I gotta. I
Bro,
gotta at
I
least
put
give
Blair
Devin
on
that much
Adrian
credit.
Broner, bro. Niggas call me crazy. Blair's nice, bro. He just one of them niggas that got to deal with a lot of the politics that some boxers don't have to deal with. But it's really,
Right.
I think if Blair in Boots fight, he'll be Boots.
I don't
You know
know,
why?
man.
No, I'll
That's a
tell you one
strength.
reason why. He's
Uh,
hungrier. The hungrier fighter usually always win.
yeah, but he just don't
Yeah.
have no skills.
Yes, he do. He's awkward. He got his own style, and they give everybody trouble, bro. Alexis,
Yeah,
only reason Alexis Roca beat him, he took that fight on 2 weeks' notice. If he get a
I
full,
mean,
if he get a full training camp, he cooks Alexis Roca, bro. I'm just saying, I like niggas with awkward styles, and they underrated, and he's really
oh,
tight.
you like
Like,
people with awkward styles, so you like Rolly?
no, Rolly's not even he don't even have an amateur style. That's Rolly's style. That's garbage. Like Barry Cobb was actually a good boxer. Like Barry Cobb was going to be a champion one day. Like Rolly should have never been a champion, like ever.
Hey,
Like,
man.
no, I mean, you'll see, bro. Let Blair cook. You'll see, bro. I like him
Well,
though.
we shall
Some
see.
niggas
From
stick
what
out,
I'm
bro.
hearing,
And then you be
from
like,
what I'm
bro,
hearing,
remember this? They said the same shit about Andre Ward. Look how he turned out. I swear to God, they said the same shit. Look
yeah,
how he
yeah, I
turned out to
remember
be.
that. I remember that.
You know what I mean, bro? So that's all I'm saying. You gotta watch the guys that's underrated, and everybody say he ain't gonna be this, he ain't gonna be this. Those are really the great ones. They saying that because they really know how tight they really are, bro. I'm telling you.
Real talk. Well,
Like,
man, I'm about to go get me something to eat, man. I'm about to get off here. But
all right,
hey,
man.
man,
What's up,
shout
brother?
out to you, shout out to DJ, everybody in on the chat and everything, man. Y'all keep kicking it, man.
All right, RC, man. You have a good night, man. I appreciate you coming
Yeah,
up, brother. I'll see you on the next
yes,
NL stream.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my nigga. Have a good night.
All right, man.
And yeah, Mark and DJ, man, I'm about to hop over there to GMT's chat. He about to stream in about the next 10 minutes. I'll see y'all over there, man. And everybody that joined in on the chat tonight, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out the show. Y'all have a good night. This is Punch Talk. I'm out.